All right, in this video, we're going to go over how to set up Go High Level and Pandadoc and how you can actually automatically send Pandadoc documents or proposals, whatever you want to call it, contracts to your prospects automatically from Go High Level, and how to obviously set up the pipelines and make sure that it gets done and it's been a success. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into today's video. I already have Pandadoc and Zapier open, and I will bring over Go High Level. Here we are. All right, so I'm in the account. It's called Northwest Ventures, and what we're going to do is we're going to create this new workflow based on opportunities. So if we go to my pipelines right here, or the pipelines, we have like a bunch of interested people, 3 that obviously need to get an NDA. So I created this pipeline stage called Send NDA. What we want to know though too as well is if the NDA has been sent. So we can say right here, NDA sent. There we go. And perfect, we're gonna hit save. All right, let's go back to opportunities. All right, let's slide over, send NDA and NDA sent. So we want to send the NDA here, and we want the NDA when it's been sent to come here, as if it's, a success. Okay, we come into Pandadoc, and here is the confidentiality agreement or the NDA. Come into variables, and I have a niche, and I have a signature page follows. That doesn't really matter, I think. Is got 0 beside it. So the only thing I really need to figure out is niche. Other than that, it's just like, the company name, the first name and last name and stuff like that, right? So let's go into settings. Let's go into custom fields, and there is none. So we're going to add a custom field, and it's just going to be a text field, and it's going to be called niche or niche, whatever you want to call it. Okay, perfect. Custom fields, and then we're going to go back. And we're going to come over here. So we also need to know their name. So let's just come inside of one of these. And we have a Jim Gregory, right? So that's obviously perfect. We got a phone number, we got an email, we've got a first name and last name. So obviously we got that all in here. I'm going to come in here and we're going to go to additional info. And here's a niche. And I am going to see, give me a sec, the Jim Gregory was transmission and total car care. So we can just say this is a automotive repair shop. So that's the niche that they're in. We're gonna hit save. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that we have all the fields, so that way when we come into Pandadoc, we know we have everything. Okay. So first and foremost, we want to start off with a webhook, and it's going to be a catch hook, and we're going to continue. And we don't worry about this pick a child key or whatever. And then we copy this URL here, and we're going to come into automation. Going to get into that workflow I just created. We're going to name it because particular like that. And we're going to call this the pipeline. Or we're just going to call this send a proposal automation. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type in webhook. Oh, actually, sorry, pipeline stage. So we're going to go off of filter, and we're going to say if they're in the pipeline GWD and the pipeline stage is, that should be at the end, send NDA. Okay, save that trigger. We're then going to do a webhook. Okay, and here's the URL that we grabbed already, and we're going to hit save. All right, and we're going to hit save, and we're actually just going to publish this. Perfect. All right, we're going to save this again for some reason. Perfect. Back to workflows. Okay, opportunities. We're going to come back, and we are going to, I think I'm just going to try and do myself. So let's see if there's me in here. Okay, I don't see myself. I'm just going to create myself here. So it's Michael Dallas-Petersen. That's right here. And then I'm just going to call this test company. Perfect. And then we're in, let's just put myself in send NDA, and we're going to add. Okay. So I'm going to just get rid of this, and then we're in test company. So that came through. So that should technically, if we test this, it should push through what we want. Perfect. But there's one field that we have missing in here, and that was the niche. So I'm just going to call this automotive repair shop. Okay. We're going to come back. Okay, and we're just going to pull me out of one, and then we're going to pull this back in. Oops, come on now. There we are. And so now we're just going to come in and see if we can find another test. Load more, should come up with a request B. Take a second. And sometimes you might have to do this more than, you might have to go back and do it more than once. So we're just going to go back. There we go. Let's load more. Okay, so if it's not going to be nice to us, oh, hold on. So let's go to automations. This is a good troubleshooting for everyone. So keep in mind that if you want them to go into the here more than once, then you're going to need to turn on allow multiple. And that always gets me. All right, so we'll go back, go to opportunities again, slide over, and we're going to pull out and load back in. Perfect. All right, now let's try. There's request B. Cool. Perfect. So we're going to continue, and we're going to come into Pandadoc and doc. Okay, and then we're going to create a document. Continue. Make sure your Pandadoc is obviously connected. Mine is. So NDA, or I will just call this a confidentiality agreement. And then we can say with, and then we're going to go with company name. Perfect. And then the template is a confidentiality agreement. We want to send the document. I always like to do that. Okay, and for the message that we want to put in here, we can say something after you have completed this confidentiality agreement, and please forward the following information to us. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to need recent 2 years. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So we want this to be in there. Okay. So now we want to map the email. So the email is that, and then first name, and then last name, client company, test company. There we go. Client phone. Don't think we need it, but we can try and map it. And I didn't put it in there, so let's not worry about it. And then the niche, right? So we need, I put in automotive repair shop. And let's just see if we have a title. I didn't remember seeing a title in here. Oops, this is the wrong one. So let's go back. Oh, we do use it. Where do we use it? And so I might change, is this the template, right? Yeah. So I might change this to, I might change this to text field. There we go, title of owner. And then what I would do, this is already assigned, so I wouldn't need it. So I could technically come back and refresh. Client title is now gone. Remove it. Perfect. All right, so let's just double check everything here. We want this to say yes. We're sending the name is confidentiality agreement with the company name. Template is picked. We've got all of these required in there except for role. This is mine, so we can pick my email, which is going to be Mike at northwesternventures.ca and continue. All right, we're going to hit test and continue. Let's just see if we can get a document out of this. So we're going to come over to here to documents. Wait till this says successful. Perfect. Looks like it worked. So let's check this out. Yeah, confidentiality agreement with test company. Obviously, it comes to me first, and then it goes to them, which is obviously me as well. That looks like everything is filled out. Perfect. That works. The only thing I would do as well is in this template, I believe everything is red. So we can actually change the text to red or black, sorry. To black as well. So we don't need it to be red. Okay, and other than that, that looks good to me. So then we're going to close, and then we're actually, let's just see what we get in here. So we get what we're looking for is like a success or status document sent. So what we're going to do is we're going to filter now. We're going to filter, and we're going to say that only continue if the status contains sent. Perfect. And the reason why we do that is we don't want to go to the next step. And the next step is going to be lead connector. And it's going to be update opportunity. And we're going to grab, if we haven't done this yet, maybe let's add this to here. So settings, copy the API key. Connect a new account. Oh, this is undefined. Why does it do that? Let's try this again. Copy again. Okay, so that's not making any sense. Let's just regenerate it. Confirm. Copy it again. There it is. Blur that out. And then boom. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to grab only the email from this one. And then we're going to just update it as a lead still. And we want to select the pipeline as GWD again. And we want to select the stage to be NDA sent. And then we're going to continue and we're going to test and review. And we're going to go back to opportunities here and double check and see if it got done. Boom. You see it moves over. So now what we've actually set up is essentially when we move the send NDA to this pipeline stage, we get a webhook from workflows. We create a document with all the fields that we wanted. We make sure that this document was actually sent. And if it is, then we move them over to the NDA sent slot. So there is obviously a ton more that you could do with like custom fields and variables in here where you could add more. But the one thing to make sure is that you have the fields inside of Go High Level as like a custom field in order for it to match the variables inside of here. So you're going to get things like name, company name, email, phone, and all that stuff naturally. But if you need more stuff like niche, like I did, you'll need to add that as a custom field so it pushes through. And before you send an NDA, right, you're going to want to make sure that you update it before you put it in this pipeline stage, right? So think that is it. If anyone has any questions, please, don't hesitate to reach out. Hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.